everybody. It is Sunday night, 6 p.m. You know what that means. Well, at least I know what it means. It means I go live right here on Facebook at Sunday night, 6 p.m. I do this every week, unless it was that last week when I was out of town. Oh my gosh, my hair. I just took it out of a ponytail. It's been all day. How are you? What's going on in your world? I am doing great, doing fine. And today I wanted to talk about confidence, in part because I start teaching for TATLab. Going to do it on, I don't know what you'd call it, a discovery basis. They're going to test me out. I'm going to test them out to see if it's a good fit. I have 4 classes over the next 2 weeks, looking at to see how this partnership works. And TATLab is an online portal for live classes. So all the classes there are live in wellness and self-development and healing. So there's lots of different types of classes like tarot reading, codependency, single on purpose, men's sexuality, women's sexuality. It's all great content. And I'm going to be teaching a class on, or leading a group on creating a more confident you. And I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about confidence. Lots of people come to me with the idea of they want to create more confidence. And I don't want to blow your mind here, but you can't talk your way into confidence. Hi, Tom. How are you? Good to see you, buddy. So it's really interesting. People want to come in. It's good to see you too, Tom. Well, I can't see you, but it's nice that you're here. People want to come in with coaching oftentimes because they want to create more confidence. And it's unfortunate that confidence isn't something you can talk yourself into. It's not like a talk therapy where you talk about it and then you're just more confident. It's actually a recipe of things. So I thought I would share that recipe with you, and then we can talk about what all those components are. So if you want more confidence, there's really 3 things you need. And the first one, well, first of all, let's talk about what confidence is. So confidence is usually an action taken towards a valued goal, like something that you want to go after. And that's where confidence is actually the outcome of the recipe. So what the hell's in the recipe? So the first big ingredient in confidence is actually courage. You can't get to step into the action, the thing that you want to move into, without taking a big step. And honestly, what people really need more than yes, I could try and do that, Tom. What people really need beyond confidence, before they get to confidence, is we need courage. And we need courage to take a step toward the thing that you want to get. And honestly, that's a big part of that whole recipe. And confidence, we can talk ourselves into confidence. We can talk ourselves into the momentary experience of moving into and doing an action. And, what is our mindset about doing this action? We see this when you see, women who are lifting up cars off their trapped child, or people going after live bears. If you remember that woman who was in the backyard and her dog had been, captured by a bear. It wasn't confidence that she had. I mean, if we were to talk to her beforehand and say, hey, how confident are you that you could beat off a bear? She'd probably say, no way. But what she had in that moment was courage, pure courage. And so that idea of, before you can get to the outcome of confidence, we really need to step into the shoes of our most courageous self and be willing to try something new. Now, courage is part of it, but to gain confidence, we also need a capability. We need an ability to do the thing. So when you're beginning something new and you don't have, the great capability, it's hard to have the confidence until what? You keep doing the thing over and over again. If you were here and I could ask you for you to reflect back on areas of your life where you feel confident, more than likely, when you started doing this behavior or started doing this learned skill, you sure in the heck weren't confident in the beginning. But only through time and experience do you gain the confidence. So we need courage to first start it out, and then capability. And with the capability turns into confidence that you actually can understand and do this thing. And then lastly, and I think maybe one of the more important parts is that idea of self-compassion. Because you can go in encourage, and in the beginning, you're not going to have a lot of capability. And so, how do you keep going when you just suck at something? And this is where I really struggled in the beginning. I think all of us have areas of in our life where we're confident, and for me, I had a really fixed mindset in some areas of my life. And I can attribute it back to when I was a kid and I was put into talented and gifted programs and told for a good chunk of my early life, oh, you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you'll get things easy, da 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 da. And that was true in some areas, but in some areas, it was not. And I failed miserably. But because my identity was wrapped up into how smart I was, if I couldn't get something and I failed, it was completely damaging to my whole self-esteem, and I wouldn't go after things. So as I learned as I got older, I wouldn't actually try things if I didn't think I could be successful at them. And I would often tell myself a story, oh, it's not for me, it's for other people. Other people can be good at this thing. I'm only good at this little area of my life. And I actually believed that for a long time until I realized, oh, oh, everybody is a beginner at things. People actually struggle and keep going at things. And that's that self compassion part of when I needed to really learn how to be compassionate with myself when I was failing at things. And it's still something I struggle with. I want to believe that I can catch on to things really easily. And when it's hard in the beginning, it is hard for me not to want to tap out, not to want to think, well, it's just not for me. But that self-compassion part to say, "Oh, just keep going, Deanna. You're not great at it yet. You may actually really suck at it, and that's okay. You're still learning." I have this little plaque behind my screen right now. That's a quote from Vincent van Gogh who says, "I'm always doing what I cannot do yet in order to learn how to do it." And that was something I really needed to learn for myself because I really had a belief for a long time that if I couldn't do it in the beginning, it just wasn't for me. So the recipe for confidence, three things, right? That idea of first, the biggest part is just a little bit of courage. Courage, the willingness to try and fail. You need that third component, that compassion for when you do fail, because let's be real, you're going to fail. It's just the reality is if you're beginning something new, you're not going to get it right because all that failing is where you really learn. So we've got courage, you got some compassion, and in the between there is how you really get the confidence is when your capability starts growing and learning. And if you were to look back at any area of your life where you feel pretty confident, you're going to see that those three components are a part of what brought you to a confident state. So for folks who come in and work with me and one of the first things they want to say is I want to just get more confident. Talk about where in your life do you want to get confident? Where in your life do you have confidence? How did you get there? And how can we map that onto this current experience of where you want to get confident, right? What do you have to experiment with? What do you have to try? How are you going to increase your capabilities? And what does self-compassion sound like to you in this area of your life? Mhm. Yeah, and I think confidence is actually the opposite of being a narcissist, Tom. So, Tom shares this quote in here. This also have to be careful not to have a massive ego. Yeah, don't I honestly feel that true confidence is the opposite of narcissism, where narcissism it takes up the whole room and you have to beat your chest and the world has to see you. If you're truly confident in who you are and in yourself, you can give space to other people in the room. In fact, you can be the quietest person in the room when you have true self-confidence and allow other people to shine. So that's a really different quality than confidence. I think that's a total fake confidence. I don't think it's real. So thinking about how do you build real confidence in your life? And again, the recipe of that is courage, capability, and self-compassion. All right, y'all. Hey, I'm going to be with TATLab starting on Tuesday, having a class called Creating a More Confident You. I'm going to teach for them 4 times. We're going to test out this partnership and see how it works for both them and for us. But I'm going to give you a $20 month, $20 a month off for the first month. I think it's $49 a month. And it's a platform for all of these live programs that you can come in and join, like things on codependency, on women's intimacy, sexual addiction for men. I don't think that teaches you how to do it. I think it's recovery. There's tarot card readings, there's astrology, there's this how to be single on purpose, all these different types of courses, all taught live by really phenomenal therapists, coaches, and teachers. And that's where I'll be teaching. I think it's $49 a month with the code JOIN US, JOINUS, join us. If you want to sign up now, you get $20 off your first month. That's where I'll be on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. If you want to come join me on and you're going to learn how to create a more confident you. All right, y'all. This is Moffitt Talks Sunday Night Live. Glad to see you, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye.